Go right ahead, sir.
I'm asking for 10 minutes.
I'm sorry, what?
I am asking for 10 minutes.
Oh.
I got 10 people.
What are our rules on that? 8 people? Or, is that the rule? Okay. And all of you are, who all is with Mr. Fry? Okay. You're entitled to that. I will tell you up front, if we're going to talk about policy, there are no personal attacks permitted in public comments. So go ahead, Mr. Fry. You have...
He's got 10. If his indicator up there doesn't work, I've got it here.
Okay.
I got it here, too.
Watch her. Okay, that's fine. All right, Mr. Fry, go right ahead.
All right. Thanks for having me back. And I want to thank y'all. I really want to thank the staff, because I've asked a lot of questions, and I'm coming back on what I was on 2 weeks ago, which is basically the sheriff's budget. In your folder, now you have what the county schools and all goes through, and that's the percentages that we did a few weeks back. And but you know, the 43.15% is a little high in different areas. And then let's just, we talked about the car for our sheriff. We talked about how much we spent as far as budget. It's $25 million more dollars. All right, now we're going to cards when you flip to the next. We have, I've got basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people here that are officers. And we have spent over $7,088 in the city on Buncombe County credit cards on food. We have spent $665 out of town on county credit cards on food. There's an Army-Navy store out on Bavard Road. We have spent $1,596.34. This is just a few people's credit cards. Collectively, one spent $5,600 on his credit card total. You got one at $3,000. You've got one at $5,600, and this is after what they spent. $12,800 on one major's credit card. We have a collective. That line is $35,000 that's spent on a lot of different things, and that is in the back of your folder. All of these numbers are in the back of your folder. On August the 25th, I was so happened to be at Fuddruckers. They were about 7 officers standing out front in blues, but just pullover shirts with a white logo. I got in my truck, and there was a vehicle passed in front of me, which is one of your major's vehicles. The major got out, the sheriff got out, and 3 very well-dressed women got out. They went in. I did call Miss Clark, and I said, because I'd asked for the other credit cards, and I said I would like to see who this got charged to. It wasn't charged on the sheriff's credit card. It was charged on the major's credit card, and is $129.99. Then I asked the question, our taxpayers are paying this. She told me, says, no, this is a donated fund. I asked her who it was. She said, Billy Graham. You have an officer, an outstanding officer, sitting out here in the audience that was in the prior administration. That didn't happen during that administration. Now let's go from there. Let's go to this nice, wonderful jail we got across the way over here. You had a jail that had 365 beds in it. You annexed and added another jail part to it. That added another 248 beds. So you got a total of 604 beds in a jail sitting behind this building here. You're averaging 400 to 410 a day. They were almost averaging that back when they only had the one particular jail. You hired 35 new officers. You got 200 empty beds. And you hired 35 new officers at a cost of about $1.5 to $2 million to watch 40 inmates. So something's not too kosher there. Right now, 56 in one is empty, not even being used, 40 in another one. That's only 90-something. So what they've done, they've took and spread, instead of having X amount in a unit, they've took the numbers and pulled them down. So these officers are watching less people in the unit. But you still have two that's totally closed. So from what I understand, the gentleman in the room can explain more of it to you than I can, that there's 8 officers that are basically not needed. You know, simple fact is, and this man, a lot of money has gone, $7 million basically. He has went out of budget 2 different times by big lots, not a little bit. But you know, not just count the private vehicle. But if you go to the next page that I've put on the sheet here, this is a list of Duncan County officers that teach at AB Tech. Sheriff, a major, lieutenant, a sergeant, and a captain. I didn't go look for any more, but I'm sure there's some more in there. We have different officers teaching at the gun range during the day from 8 to 5. They get paid through AB Tech. So we have officers here that make $79,000. Yeah. We have officers that have taken inmates to schools, a major, to paint the bleachers. But he just so happens to be assistant coach at that school. There's facts and everything. If you pull down, and we go away from that page, let's go to the next page. It states on this page, it shall be unlawful for any officer, agent, or employee of the state of North Carolina or county to use any private vehicle, however the motor vehicle, in any time, description, however, belongs to the county. Y'all approving them, taking them home, dropping their kids off at school, breaking the law. We have cars out of this county. We had one out of the state. But now it's back here. Got a gentleman that's getting ready to retire in South Carolina. He's already in his home. Something has to be done. I don't care if it's this administration. I'm not doing it politically. These are our dollars I'm looking at. Totally our dollars. If we're, we have officers taking cars to church. We have officers taking cars to games. We have officers taking cars just wherever they want to go. And it's supposed to be accountability. That's what the sign says on the cars. I'm accountable. You look at these credit card charges, and you've got them, and that's just a few of the people. I didn't ask for all of them. You can ask the lady over there. That's just simple. But when you are taking donated money that was donated to give the officers shoes, clothing, vest from Billy Graham, and you're taking it and using it as a slush fund to feed people, that's so all I'm going to keep doing is I'm going to keep looking. We got a $25 million jail over here that you want to put a solar panel on, Holly. It don't need one. There's nobody in it. So, the simple fact is, until somebody gets some control, and that's what I ran for this office for, is to do this. Not physical. I wanted to get physical. And I don't like to go to the doctor. When you go to the doctor, they do things that I don't like. That's what I was going to do. And that's what you people need to be doing. It's like I said, 2 of you didn't have anything to do with this. Mr. Bailey, I called over to school and asked if these people were getting paid. The girl told me she would not answer that question. So, honestly, I think my time's up. I appreciate all the people being here. I appreciate y'all listening to me. And I do appreciate Mr. Walt Robinson sitting back here. He's been an officer in all of the county and the city and is very well respected. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pryor. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Any other public comment tonight?